Man shoots wife, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law dead, injures brother-in-law. By news source Guyana, man shoots wife, mother-in-law, and sister-in-law dead and injures brother-in-law. Terror gripped the closely knitted Soesdijk-Linden highway village of Ideal on Wednesday night as a man went on a shooting rampage at the home of his estranged wife, shooting the woman dead along with her mother and sister, and also injuring her brother. The incident took place just after 9:30 p.m. in the small village. The dead persons have been identified as Meline Lacruz, her mother, Wavani Lacruz, her sister Sue-Ann Lacruz, and brother, Cian Lacruz. They were all shot at close range by Meline's husband, Ramzan Ramdial. Neighbors said the man was seen approaching the house on a motorcycle and moments later loud explosions were heard. One neighbor said 2 young children ran out of the house screaming that their mother was dead, forcing neighbors and other persons nearby to rush into the house. In the house, they said they came face to face with the bloodied carnage and contacted the police immediately. The bodies of the 3 women laid motionless as the 7 young children in the house could be heard screaming, and the injured brother was rushed to the hospital. The suspect was also spotted at the scene motionless, but he bore no gunshot wounds. It is suspected that he might have ingested a poisonous substance. Persons in the area said he was taken away by the police. As the sun rose over the village early this morning, an eerie silence remained as the crime scene tape remained positioned around the house. The house was locked up this morning, with the slippers of the traumatized children still at the front door and some laundry remained on an outdoor line. One neighbor told news source this morning that she simply cannot make sense of what took place. She said she heard about 9 gunshots, which were quickly followed by the screams of the children. There were about 6 children living in the house who witnessed the murderous rampage. 3 of the children belonged to Meline Lacruz, while the others were her younger siblings. The Ministry of Human Services, through its Child Care and Protection Unit, has already moved in and is offering assistance to the children. The neighbor, who asked for her identity not to be made known, said the incident was more than shocking. She said there was no argument before the gunshots were heard. I think the small children in the house witnessed everything in the family house there, where the incident took place. They witnessed the ordeal, everything they witnessed in there, she said. It is suspected that the incident might have been triggered by a court matter that was heard earlier in the day. The details of that court matter are unclear, but it is believed that threatening and abuse charges had been laid against the suspect, Ramzan Ramdial. His wife, Meline Lacruz, had reportedly ended their relationship over his threats and abuse. Police sources have told news source that from appearances, the man shot his wife first before opening fire on his in-laws. 17-year-old, Sue-Ann Lacruz was the youngest of the 3 women killed. She was also shot at close range and died on the spot. Her father, Wayne Liu, lives nearby. He said he was at home when he heard the gunfire and rushed across to the house. I just hear some gunshots and people screaming, and the neighbors ran out and said he killed all the women in the house. The kids jumped through the window for safety, he recalled. He said he did not know the suspect too well, only that he was married to the eldest daughter of his ex-reputed wife. Police investigators were back at the scene this morning, keeping a close watch as neighbors peeked from behind their curtains, and others went about their daily routine of preparing for work and sweeping their yards. Persons in the area appeared completely distressed over the triple murder as the investigations continue. One hand on $75,000 bail for threatening to kill acquaintance. Guyana Times, George Chase, also known as One Hand, a 35-year-old resident of 47 Newtown Kitty, Georgetown, was arraigned on Wednesday in the Georgetown Court of Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor. He faces 3 charges: threatening behavior, abusive language, and threatening language, all allegedly directed at Leon Williams on Longden Street, Georgetown, on January 31st. Chase pleaded not guilty to the charges. However, the prosecutor informed the court that Williams has expressed fear for his life after receiving WhatsApp voice messages from Chase in which he allegedly threatened to kill him. The prosecutor noted that the 2 men are acquainted. When asked to clarify their relationship, Williams explained to Magistrate Azor that he knows Chase from the market, where they occasionally interacted casually or drank together. He added that he frequently encounters Chase while buying goods at the market and has no alternative route. Due to this proximity and Williams's ongoing fear, Magistrate Azor granted Chase bail of $75,000 for the 3 charges and issued a no-contact order as a condition of his bail. The case has been adjourned until May 21 for statements and further proceedings. This is not Chase's first encounter with the law. He has a prior conviction from 2011 when he was 20 years old. At that time, he was brought before Magistrate Hazel Octave Hamilton on a charge of simple larceny. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 6 months in prison. As this latest case proceeds, Chase remains out on bail but under strict orders to avoid any contact with the complainant. Police must answer questions. Too many inconsistencies in story on girl's death, says VP Jagdeo. Newsroom. In what Vice President Dr. Barrett Jagdeo described as an extremely sad day for Guyana, he has issued a strong call for transparency and accountability from the Guyana police force. He demands answers and the release of video footage related to the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, whose body was discovered in a hotel swimming pool a day after she was reported missing. Young's body was found at the Doubleday Hotel, where she had gone with family on Wednesday. Speaking on the matter, Jagdeo extended his deepest condolences to the family and emphasized that both the grieving relatives and the nation deserve answers. There are too many inconsistencies in the story that has emerged, Jagdeo stated. We expect a thorough investigation. The president has already announced a complete, detailed inquiry into how this young girl lost her life. Jagdeo expressed disbelief at the conflicting information made public so far. I listened to the father in a video saying they searched, and the young lady was not found. I saw the police release, which claimed the pool was checked since last night. The police statement also reported that CCTV footage showed Adriana entering a red and black ROM motor car bearing registration number PSS 4684, which allegedly drove off toward Vredenhoop. If you, the police, viewed footage of the young lady entering a car, then release the footage that you reviewed, Jagdeo demanded. We want to see it too, and the family will want to see it. How is it possible that after this young lady left, her body returned to the pool? Something is wrong and we must get to the bottom of this. We will not rest until we do. In a separate tragedy, Guyana is also grappling with a gruesome murder-suicide that claimed the lives of 4 family members and left a 5th critically injured. The suspect, identified as Maline's husband, Parmanand Ramdial, was found dead in the home from what appeared to be a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Ramdial had reportedly been released on bail after assaulting his wife, raising serious questions about the justice system's handling of domestic violence cases. This man should not have been in possession of a legal firearm after an assault charge, Jagdeo stated. He should have been required to surrender it immediately. The moment that happens, the police should have taken away his firearm. We will look into this matter as well. Jagdeo emphasized that both incidents highlight systemic failures that must be addressed. We all have to act. These are lives lost, children, women, entire families. The people deserve answers. And they will get them. Police force admits initial statement on young girl's disappearance was inaccurate. Reference to statements sent out by the GPF regarding incident involving Adriana Young. The Guyana Police Force wishes to clarify information previously disseminated regarding an alleged abduction involving 11-year-old Adriana Young, reported to have occurred on Wednesday, April 23, 2025, between 1:02 p.m. and 2 p.m. at the Doubleday Hotel, Tushan Public Road, East Bank, Essequibo. Following preliminary investigations, it has been determined that certain details in the initial statement were inaccurate. The force is currently reviewing the internal communication processes that led to the release of that statement. The Guyana Police Force assures the public that a comprehensive investigation will be conducted to assess every action taken by the police. The circumstances surrounding the dissemination of inaccurate information, as well as the factors that contributed to it, will be thoroughly examined. The divisional commander and all personnel involved in the preparation and distribution of the initial report will be interviewed, and appropriate measures will be taken to prevent future occurrences of this nature. The Guyana Police Force remains committed to maintaining transparency and accuracy in all public communications. We urge the public to remain calm as investigations continue into the circumstances surrounding this incident. Further updates will be provided as soon as credible and verified information becomes available. The safety and well-being of our citizens, particularly our children, remain our top priority. Brazilians detained during illegal mining operation. 6 Brazilian men have been detained following an intelligence-led operation targeting illegal mining activities in the Canuco Mountain Protected Area in central Rupununi. The operation, which took place between 12:30 a.m. and 4:45 a.m. on Thursday, was led by the commander of Region 9, Assistant Commissioner R. Rose, in collaboration with Divisional Detective Officer ASP Conway and 3 additional detectives. The team received support from Inspector Moses and 3 members of the Tactical Services Unit, as well as Vikram Manu and 2 staff members from the Guyana Geology and Mines Commission (GGMC). Village Tasheo Acre Moses and 3 counselors from Katoka Village also participated. Upon arrival at the remote mountain site, authorities discovered 6 male Brazilian nationals suspected of conducting illegal mining operations within this environmentally sensitive and legally protected region. Further investigations are currently underway. Authorities have reiterated their commitment to protecting Guyana's natural heritage and enforcing laws within designated protected areas. The Canuco Mountains are renowned for their rich biodiversity and cultural significance, and are considered one of the last untouched wilderness areas in Guyana. Protesters set house belonging to hotel owner ablaze. Scores of angry protesters, including relatives of 11-year-old Adriana Young and residents from several West Coast Demerara communities, allegedly set fire to a building in Vergenoegen belonging to the Bola family, proprietors of the Doubleday Hotel. On Thursday morning around 10 a.m., the body of Adriana Young was found floating in the pool of the Doubleday Hotel in Tucson. This discovery incited relatives and residents of Tucson to react violently as they set the hotel ablaze, looted its stock, and vandalized vehicles. Adriana had been reported missing on Wednesday afternoon after visiting the hotel with her grandmother, Carol Xavier, and other relatives around 1:02 p.m. Relatives and community members stated that Young's body was not in the pool during earlier inspections, leading them to believe that the child was already deceased before her body was moved to the pool. The fire service is currently on the scene battling the flames and is also working to prevent a nearby home from catching fire. Cause of death of missing fisherman, undetermined. Tim. Kaider News. The cause of death for 17-year-old fisherman Vishal Parmanand has been ruled undetermined due to the advanced state of decomposition of his body, according to a post-mortem examination conducted on Tuesday. Parmanand of Cotton Tree Village, West Coast Berbice, was reported missing on April 8, 2025. His decomposed body was discovered 9 days later on the foreshore of Kendall's Village, Corentine, Berbice. The post-mortem was conducted by government pathologist Dr. V. Bridgemohan in the presence of police officers. According to a police statement, at the conclusion of the examination, the cause of death was recorded as undetermined due to the state of decomposition. However, the pathologist indicated that he saw no signs of foul play. The body has since been handed over to relatives for burial. Parmanand and another fisherman, Daniel Inshanali, were reported missing after their boat was found drifting off the coast near Tain Beach, Corentine. Inshanali remains missing, and the search continues more than 2 weeks later. Providing details of the incident, Parmanand's father, Mohindranath, told police that on Monday, April 8, around 11 a.m., he and his son traveled to Crabwood Creek, Corentine, where they purchased a new boat and engine. "My son expressed interest in using the boat after the engine was installed," he stated. He added, both men then filled the boat with fuel and departed Crabwood Creek, heading to Rossignol, West Coast Berbice by sea. When the boat failed to arrive by 5 p.m. that day, Mohindranath attempted to contact his son but received no response. The following morning, around 10 a.m., he was informed that the boat had been seen drifting near Tain Coker, Corentine. The engine was still attached, but the 2 men were missing. Investigations into the incident are ongoing. Man dies after murdering ex-wife, her mother, and sister. Qatar News. Police reported on Thursday that Parmanand Ramdahol, the man who fatally shot his ex-wife, her mother, and sister, has died after ingesting a poisonous substance. The tragic incident occurred around 9:10 p.m. at the family's home in Wyakabra, Soesdijk Linden Highway. The victims were identified as Malene La Cruz, 26, Wavani La Cruz, 50, and 16-year-old Suan La Cruz. Malene's brother, Cian La Cruz, 23, was also shot and remains hospitalized in critical condition. According to witnesses, Ramdahol arrived at the family home on a motorcycle and was later heard arguing with Malene. Gunshots followed, prompting Malene's children to flee the scene. When police arrived, they found Ramdahol lying near the front door, alongside a small, uncorked bottle emitting a noxious odor. The bodies of the three women were discovered inside the house. Both Ramdahol and Cian La Cruz were transported to the Diamond Diagnostic Center, where Ramdahol was pronounced dead. Cian was subsequently transferred to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation for emergency surgery. 3 months prior to the murders, Malene had publicly shared her struggles with an abusive relationship. In a January Facebook post, she detailed the emotional, mental, and physical abuse she faced, expressing her desperation to escape the situation for her and her children's safety. She had also shared CCTV footage documenting the abuse. Police confirmed that Ramdahol had previously been charged and remanded to prison for related offenses but was granted bail. His last court appearance occurred on the same day as the murders, where the case was adjourned to a later date. Investigators are currently looking into whether Ramdahol was licensed to carry a firearm.